Hello, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness. So this is the second take. Oops. So this is all about the solar eclipse at 2016 Virgo. There's several things to talk about the solar eclipse. Real quick review on the solar eclipse. A solar eclipse has a power of about 6 new moons, okay? And what an eclipse season is usually when we have either a solar or lunar eclipse, because either one can happen first. Within 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, we have then the other one. Okay, so if it starts first with the lunar, then in 2.5 weeks we have the solar. And those 2.5 weeks is going to be considered the eclipse season, okay? Let's see here, something else I should mention. I'm going over my notes here. Okay, solar eclipse also can be total, partial, and the more it is total, the more effect it will have, okay? Let's see here, and okay, just a little bit to bring to attention. I'm looking at my notes. I've been asked to talk about it being a blood moon. Really, a blood moon or blood moons is an interpretation, okay, that present day teachers and I'm gonna say Christian and of the Christian and Judaism faith have interpreted as 4 total solar eclipses, because remember they can be partial, okay, in a row, consecutively, back to back. And in the scriptures, and anytime we interpret something, writing, it is of the utmost pertinence, it is necessary, it is very important to remember that we need to put ourselves in that time, okay, in that place, in those philosophies and belief systems of that time, okay? If not, we are ignorantly, we are half translating what is going on. An example is, if I say in Spanish to say someone's a penny pincher, I would say, okay, esa persona es codo. But if I say es codo and I translate that literally, I'm saying that person is an elbow. Yet if I say he's a penny pincher and I say pellizca pennies, first of all, we don't have the word pennies. You know, that's an anglicismo, a Spanglish word, because of Latinos using, you know, English, okay, to correspond to their daily activities now that are affected, but it really isn't. Okay, so when we translate, we need to really be aware of everything, okay? So what has happened is present day teachers, rabbis and them are interpreting that 4 back-to-back, 4 consecutive total solar eclipses, okay, bring catastrophe. In other words, actually more direct, what they're saying is brings the end of the world. The world is still here, and we have had already 6 groupings of blood moon since the birth of Jesus Christ. What I'm trying to say is it does not bring the end of our wonderful Mother Gaia, our wonderful spaceship called Earth. Okay, what it can happen is that it is best to remember that they didn't have telephones or internet, and their letter writing system, the only way they got around the world is through boats, and some didn't even know of the Americas back then. So what had probably happened was there was a sudden burst of energy from Mother Nature that could have created some kind of storm, major storm, torment, the volcanic eruption like in Pompeii, tsunamis, earthquakes, where those situations had to all of a sudden demand a change of life, okay? But it didn't destroy our Earth, our planet, whatsoever. We do that, unfortunately. okay, by depleting our natural resources, but we don't need that commercial right now. Okay, so be very aware, you know, there might be certain energies, and how does our earth determine those energies? When there's a lot of negative energy being put into Mother Earth, okay, and we're depleting its resources from its, which are the positive energies, because they mix. That's why we have certain things, certain oils from certain, you know, areas are going to create certain kind of dirt. And this is very important. How does it go with the eclipse? Because the eclipse is in Virgo, harvesting the dirt. It's an earth sign, all right? So paying attention to what is going on in our soil, allowing our soil to be depleted, you know, all the oiling, the harvesting of diamonds, let alone blood diamonds and things like that. And the energy that is going into it out of power, domination, greed, money, you know, control. The energy is the frequency, is the intent, okay? And it affects, all right? Just like an example of how energy is so important. I could say to a baby, oh, you're just the cutest little thing on the world. And, you know, you feel that energy. The baby feels it too. And then you know, unfortunately, we wouldn't want to say this to a baby, but I'm just giving a grotesque, exaggerated example. You can say, oh, you're the ugliest little thing in the world. And, you know, actually, just a side note, they do that in certain Asian countries to protect when a newborn baby, to protect it from the evil spirits, they say. And that way the evil spirits hear and they're like, oh, we don't want to come to this new soul and attach ourselves to this entity. So, but it's the vibration, okay? The frequency that is being given out. So when something is done with a negative, all right, a vibration, frequency, intent, then it is going to affect and be absorbed by the recipient, either be it Mother Gaia or any other living species, including ourselves and animals and plants, okay? And then all that negativity gathers up and needs to blow out, all right? Either in forms of, we already mentioned all those different wonderful Mother Gaia ways of letting steam out, okay? So, we talked about already the blood moon, the solar eclipse, okay, that there are 4 total solar eclipses, and so there's no end of the world. We talked about already why they interpret it that way, very important. Okay, so now let's go to the Sabian symbol, okay? The Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol is 2 teams of girls engaged, 2 teams of girls basketball engaged in a contest, okay, or engaged in a game. So there is several things going on. First of all, we have basketball. It is a very masculine essence, not gender. Always, always please hear me. It's essence because it is focus. The focus is my group, my team wants to get this ball into that basket. That is it. It's a singular focus. It's very typical masculine essence. Okay. Now, we're having, though, a group of women. The gender, not the essence, doing this. So there's several things going on. There is a game, cycles, quarters, halftime. There is an understanding of cycles, a game, an understanding of rules. 2 teams, corresponding, understanding, respecting, and a playing together, realizing everybody has an important position in that team. And without that person, it cannot be done all on their own, okay? And perhaps once in a while it can, but not on a continuous basis, all right? That we must correspond with one another. So there's the idea of teamwork. There's the idea of respecting cycles, balancing the masculine with the feminine essence, respecting rules, being very aware of our surroundings, right? We need to, who's got the ball? Is the other person open? Oh, wait, someone's open, but look who's moving over there, okay? And moving ourselves accordingly, and to be flexible, all right? You're not going to run with your knees straight. You have to be bent, ready to be agile, and I know my funny sound effects, okay? And it is very, very necessary. Also, it's bringing a lot of the ideas of feminine essence. And I was telling when we had our class, we were talking about on Wednesday with all the archangels. And a lot of people don't know Archangel Gabriel, you know, it's a feminine archangel. And it deals with bravery, courage. We have the goddess Diana also, bravery, courage. You know, and there's other ones in different mythologies around the world. Though Mars, you know, represents, you know, the god of war. Before the god of war exists, before war exists, you know, one has to have the courage and bravery. And that is very necessary. And this is going in and pulling in together the Virgorian solar eclipse, because it comes from the nurturing of the feminine essence that is being given to us, to be able to have that courage and bravery, knowing we are undeserving, knowing we can move forward, okay? And then to move forward, though, we use our masculine essence. And so just the intent, having that, is the feminine essence. And so we're going to go and move that Sabian symbol and flow right into the solar eclipse, all right? So, okay, the solar eclipse is in Virgo, and just so you know, when there's a solar eclipse, the moon and the sun are together. They're conjunct. Okay, and just heads up, we have Eros that's hanging out there too. It's a loose conjunction, but it's there. So there is a lot of sensuality. Passions are going on, but on a sensual basis, because a lot of people think Virgo, oh my God, the Virgin. Remember, once again, when it was interpreted, you know, it was interpreted by monks and, you know, the scriptures that they received from the Bible. In Western Europe, a single woman was also known to have never had sex in Western Europe. Thank goodness, not all over the world, just in that little area where they resented, you know, the wonderful free feminine essence. And yes, I'm saying that because if so, instead of collaborating and bringing together the two different cultures, what they did is kill one down, because the pagan religions were very much into the feminine essence. They did not deny a higher spirit and source, all right, but they did encourage and applaud the independence, and the independent, I should say, completeness of a person, all right, a feminine person. And so, which is nothing wrong, because a complete feminine person does not avoid giving. In fact, because she is so complete and has the balance of the masculine and feminine essence, she is full of unconditional love, and she can give without asking anything in return. That does not mean, though, she'll allow being walked all over upon. She does not find and need other people to complete her. She doesn't need the constant attention. She's not going to be manipulative. She's not going to be high maintenance. She's not going to be like, oh, listen to me all the time. Sure, things are going to happen in the world, and she's going to take some time, contemplate, meditate, be one, just like Gandhi, just like Buddha. Okay, think of Mother Teresa, you know, but also still being able to give. Think of the Greek Vestal Virgins who gave unconditionally to heal others. All right, and understanding that, then you have a better idea of the Virgorian sensuality. Okay, and it doesn't limit really to just one. That whole idea of limiting is a very, very new concept that started, you know, in the Eastern world once Judaism with Catholicism brought it in. But even then, you know, looking a lot of Arab cultures, and even some of the Asian cultures, of having more than one was very much appropriate, as long as you can afford it and give it the attention, give them the attention. All right. So now let's continue. This solar eclipse is in conjunct Uranus and Aries. What that means is in conjunct, meaning it's not flowing, all right? It kind of like, it's not working right. It doesn't sit right. And sometimes too, when I say something that doesn't sit right, go, why am I fearful of this? Why is this irritating me? It's roughing up my belief system, and why should it ruffle up when it's just another one? Okay, and it usually means that's because something is not going right. There's some fear behind it. And come see me, we'll talk about this, because you know, as a spiritual teacher and as a holistic energetic healer, you know, aside from astrology, we are here to be able to evolve. And if you're going to allow yourself to stagnate, you're only going to come again and repeat the grade. Okay, so don't want to do that. Okay, so here, you know, this energy is going to kind of like throw out things and bring to things realization, all right? Because it's sudden, it's unexpected, yet it's going to allow us, once we settle down, going, okay, I need to go in this direction. Because solar eclipses and lunar eclipses always put us in a direction that we need to be going in. How is the solar eclipse going to affect everybody too is, I'll go in more detail later that. Let's go on here. We have Neptune retrograde, trine Venus, sextile Mercury, which is conjunct Reiki. And the Venus and Mars are conjunct there. What that means in everyday term is that there's a very loving, supporting, and healing atmosphere and energies out there, all right? And that's always a good thing when we get chances to heal. I'd include certain asteroids that a lot of astrologers don't. It's not really necessary. I use them because as a healer, I do include, you know, Eros, Amor, and Reiki, and even Nessus, you know, Lilith. I'm looking at them all that I have here. Apollo, Neruda, just the poet in me, and Sybil and Sappho, because this gives us more or less a confirmation. If we didn't already know it, see it, we're getting a double there, okay? Idea. So let's continue. We have Apollo, the asteroid Apollo, that is conjunct Jupiter, which is opposite of Neptune. Usually an opposition creates that. It's one or the other. Well, first we have Apollo, and some people are, I like to take the sunny side of things, okay? If you're going to focus on the shadow side of things, that is meaning you are putting out their negative energy, you are focusing on negative energy, and you're only going to get that back in your life. We don't do that here, okay? In Celestial Soul Wellness, we focus on the positive energy, and we are flexible. There is no negative energy when we're focused on the positive. All there is a need to be flexible, agile, and flow, okay? So, if one sees it as negative, one needs to change that belief system, change that philosophy and that perspective. And if you're having a hard time doing that, come see me, understanding why. Sometimes it's our upbringing, sometimes it's our teachings, either family, religious, medical, military, governmental, educational, media. But something is not clicking right there, and that means some kind of teaching one has received needs to be cleansed out and renovated, because we are now in a higher dimension. We're in the 5th dimension, and then we focus on positive energy. Okay, so let's continue here. We said that Apollo is there conjunct good watermelon and pineapple and Jupiter, bringing to light. Okay, and Jupiter is the planet of indulgence, of abundance. And then we have Apollo also there, bringing to light all of that. And it's in Virgo, so we're focusing again on sensuality. Okay, all the goodness, the harvest. So, and even at this time, it's wine, okay? And so, you know, all that harvest and what it's bringing. But before we can harvest, we need to also make sure that we we had seeded everything. Okay, wonderfully so, and into dirt that is very, wealthy in nutrients and minerals to be able to nourish ourselves. If not, we are nourishing ourselves with empty stuff, just like purified water is empty, and distilled water, you know, they're dead water. They have nothing to give us. In fact, anytime we put in something dead, just because we're putting it in our mouth and we're eating it, doesn't mean it's giving life to us. It can take life away when we are putting in dead stuff that have no nutrients, okay? And no vitamins or minerals. So that's how come it's always best to eat as raw as possible. Most of you know that I eat raw all day long, my fruits and vegetables and my nuts, and then only one meal. You know, more power to those people who could, you know, high five, high 10, you know, people who can eat raw all day long. By the way, being a vegetarian doesn't mean you eat raw all day long. That can mean that you're eating chips. All it means is you're not eating animals, okay? So eating raw is something completely different. I know many vegetarians who are sick, all right, because they're not eating enough fruits and vegetables and nuts. So let's continue here. So that indulgence, being aware of that indulgence, so taking and really indulging in the non-processed nutrients of the earth. And I say non-processed because once we process it, we delete it, you know, putting in, making it into breads, everything then becomes simple starchy carbs. You want complex starchy carbs, not simple starchy carbs into your body to nourish you. Simple starchy carbs are going to be your bread, pastas, all right? A rice, anything of grains, beers, okay? And then if it's here in the United States and affected by Monsanto, meaning there's gluten in it, even worse. Simple starchy carbs inflame the intestines, and this is not a good time to have your intestines inflamed. For Virgo, does rule the digestive system, and it can create an abundance and create havoc on your digestive system. So indulge in the raw organic form. Can you believe we have to say those words because we didn't 30 years ago, was understood. Sad but true, but focus on the positive. Yeah, at least we still have them, okay, to really nourish you, okay? And if you really love your family, nourish them with raw foods as much as possible, okay? I had to tell one client that every time you put bread on the table, think of it that you're giving poison to your family. Every time you're offering pasta, think of it that you're giving poison to your family, because indirectly you are. Not in high amounts, just a slow. Every time you're putting that candy in your mouth, you're putting poison into your body. Every time you're drinking a Monster or beer and all that, you're putting poison into your body. So really think about what you're doing and why. Because of this is eclipse season, it is a portal time. Wonderful energies come in through the universe. They already do, but even more so. And if we keep ourselves as open and with nutrients and eating raw, okay, we are putting more water in our body. We are allowing ourselves to be conduits. We're allowing ourselves to be used for that electrical and energetic process and helping us. A lot of people, you know, are starting to understand there's a spiritual wave of going with the fifth dimension, you know, that already we know since December of 2012. Okay, but with this eclipse season, and has been mentioned by other spiritual leaders, but I would say even so, it just confirms it and goes with it because you know, just with this solar eclipse being in Virgo and giving birth to and giving nutrients and harvesting, allowing us to reach and really absorb those energies now, being on the fifth dimension, and more of us are going to understand that and go with the flow. So there is the necessity of really indulging in that. Drink a lot of water. We need a lot of water. That's the Neptune with in Pisces. But if you're eating those simple starchy carbs and we're then putting water there, guess what happens? It's going to be a sponge, and it's going to, you know, inflame, and it's going to make us swollen. And especially if you're a woman and you're close to your period, even more so, more pain and all that. And that's how come we have the gut. You notice we didn't see those big guts like that. You know, we might have seen a person who was, well, you know, built. You know, maybe there were women who were sizes 9, but they didn't have that pregnant gut even when they weren't pregnant. The men did not have that pregnant gut even when they weren't pregnant. They did have that they were a little bit overweight or something, or overweight, but it wasn't just that simple. Okay, and that is from all the simple starchy carbs that are just not being able to be digested thoroughly in our system. Yes, you guys know I'm a health coach. I have to add that in there. All right, so we have the moon and the sun that are conjunct, of course, and they're opposite Chiron and in Pisces. So healing, you know, which is conjunct amor. So we got a lot of healing, passionate healing, deep, profound feelings are going on with us, and it's there to teach us, all right, to really teach us how it is to feel, what it is that we're feeling, why are we feeling a certain way. And remember, a lot of our feelings come from the inner child in us. I mean, within those first 6 years, you know, we were windows, we were sponge, we absorbed everything, especially, you know, whomever took care of us, and our parents, if they were around, or whoever, I mean, even TV. So if you were sat in front of the TV all the time, the media. All right, so, and how you're going to respond is going to be very much affected. So here we're getting some very true, deep ability to heal. And though a lot of people might allow it to conflict and say, my gosh, you know, this doesn't make sense, it's not logical. It doesn't have to be logical. All right, just feel it and flow and let it heal. Drink a lot of water again, okay, with Chiron being in Pisces. That water is really going to, and when I say water, we're talking about spring water, glacial water, all right, fall water, okay. Leave alone the distilled water, leave alone the purified water. Even tap water that's been filtered out, the fluoride if possible, is way better than taking those bottled waters from purified or distilled. Okay, if you're going to do pure distilled water, only 3 days max, and that's if you're detoxing, otherwise no. Okay, so because you can actually dehydrate more drinking that. So a lot of people think that they're hydrating themselves are actually doing themselves more harm. You need 3 bottles of let's say spring water to hydrate from that one that you took of purified water or distilled water. Just so you know. Sorry, truth is truth. So, going on, we have Saturn that is a sextile Ceres. So there's a lot of understanding and really going and the disciplining and moving forward is a plus here, okay? We have Saturn that's squaring Mars, and it's a loose square, but it's there. So some of to move forward might be a little difficult. So go ahead. If you're doing it with love, it's going to be so much easier. All right. There's a cardinal T-square happening with Uranus at 19 degrees Aries. And it's squaring Pluto at 13 degrees Capricorn, which is squaring Mercury at 14 degrees Libra. I know some people go, where is she reading from? My notes. See all those? Ooh, okay. And so, okay, so cardinal T-squares, there's blocks happening. But blocks are not there to say it's not going to happen. What it says is, take a detour. Take another way. It's an obstruction. So we either take out the obstruction so we can move forward, or we decide to take a detour, or think twice and wait till the obstruction is no longer there. It's not blocked. So there's 3 possibilities one can do, okay, regarding the situations. And so the stress, you know, people say this is a stressful, it's only stress if one sees it as, but I gotta get through, I gotta move forward. Slow down. That's universe's way of saying, yes, there's new beginnings happening, but take it easy. I have a friend. He always says, take it easy, okay? Actually, him and his wife do. Okay, beautiful souls. And so, you know, just really take it easy, relax, and see, okay, I see I have to move forward. Let me move forward in this way, because obviously that street is not for me. Things happen for a reason, all right? Not just go, oh, well, You know, just like, you know, just go, well, okay, let me try here. I'll wait a little bit. But that doesn't mean sit on your hunches and do absolutely nothing and indulge in Neptune being in Pisces and indulging yourself. So, you know, this is time to really just see how things are. We have also a fire trine. We have Uranus at 19 degrees Aries with Pallas at 16 degrees Sagittarius and Venus, okay, at 15 degrees Leo. There's sudden passions and urges and sudden needs to play and let it out and interact with others, and which is good. This is a very good time, and I'm gonna to do that, and I'm gonna reiterate what I've mentioned before. We do have the North Node conjunct Black Moon Lilith at the beginnings of Libra, which is talking about the focus on relationships. How are your relationships? What are those relationships? And we have to have, even, you know, I know in the beginning I talked about being complete. Even though we are complete, we still need relationships because we interact with love. If so much to give love, because that's what we're here to do, and also to receive love. And that is also what we're here to do, but not to be picky, to know how to receive love. If one of my relationships, you know, and she can only bring me milk and I can't have milk, I was like, well, okay, you know, I'll take it, and maybe I'll share the milk with someone else who can, okay? And then they'll end up giving to me what they can. So it's almost like a pay it forward and being appreciative and saying thank you, but knowing how to use it and realize that's all a person can do sometimes. You're not going to reject a person just because you don't drink dairy products. You say thank you very much. Wow, that is their way, and that is what they can give. And so you thank them, and then you go share this with someone else, okay? Sooner or later, you'll get what it is that you need. If not, then by source, you know. A good example, another real quick example by that is the other day I pushed a car forward with my car, you know, with my SUV. I couldn't get out. It was hot. We've been in this heat wave in California for a couple of weeks now, and it was just, oh my gosh. And the exit was going uphill, and so I was like, there's no way I can help this man with this Honda. So I rode up next to him. I'm like, hey, can I help you by pushing your car? With my car, though, not me getting out and, you know, oh, I know, where's my strength? And like, it was too hot to do that. So I was like, so sure. So I did, and I pushed him over. You know, we got him past the freeway and everything. He was able to park at a residential area. Well, later on, I went to go see, because my air conditioner in my car broke. I know. To get tested to find out what was going on. They didn't even charge me with the testing and everything to find out that the compressor isn't even working. Can you imagine that? I know some of you are like, that's too expensive. I know. Time for a new car. Let's put it out there. Okay, it doesn't have to be a brand new car. I think it's ridiculous to spend all that money anyway for a brand new car. They devalue already $10,000 taken off the lot. So, you know, a certified pre-owned is wonderful with me. Those of you with me, come on. You know, I like the quema coco, you know, the Hi, I'm back. This is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness. So we were talking about the cardinal T-square, and some of you are probably happy it cut off when it did, right? The story was going too long about the card, but I was talking about paying forward, how we might have some obstacles. But the wonderful thing is when we pay it forward, when we help out, things move along smoothly. So then we have now next, we also have Apollo conjunct on Jupiter. I've already mentioned this. And so it illuminates situations, and it trines Pluto retrograde, and so in Capricorn. And it's a loose, but it's still, for outer planets, it's still good. So what's going on there is we are having some psychological issues because of Pluto about how things are being brought to light, okay, especially in the health field, so right, and dealing with authority and governments. And so I really see here, you know, the whole, especially United States, Obamacare and stuff like that is going to change into be what most of us had anticipated, especially because we have the elections coming up. So it kind of goes hand in hand, right? And how we had anticipated was going to be just like almost like universal health care over there in Europe. So that seems very good also. And also to enlighten the need of the feminine essence to be brought forward and to, how would we say, nurture that feminine essence, especially because what's going on with a lot of females is that they've gone into the field and they've rejected being women. They're men in women's bodies. And so there's so much going on in the reproductive systems nowadays in the different women that it's not even allowing them to be fertile, or if they are, they're having complications like fibroids and endometrius. And so it's a thing of, okay, we need to adjust. And so things are going to be making waves on that. Oh, there goes Ragnar saying hello. Okay, we already mentioned the distant conjunction of Venus and Mars. Okay, so we're ready to go. Any questions? Go ahead, put it out there. So let's go now to the next section. Yay! All right, now this is going to be a little bit elaborate. We're going to talk about each of the signs, okay? So, ready to take notes? Remember, please, to listen and watch for your moon, your ascendant, and your sun sign. Please, if you're trying to interpret for someone else, that really shows that, one, you're living out of fear because you're wondering where are you in their life and how it's going to adjust. Let them, okay? Because trying to control, manipulate someone else because of one's lack of groundedness is not healthy, okay? That is just trying to be a control freak. An adult, a responsible person to their soul, learn to adjust and be flexible. After all, there's no saber-tooth tigers running after you. There isn't anyone, a knife running after you. And you're safe, you're protected, you're whole, and you're good, okay? And let the other adult behave like the other adult and make his or her own decisions, okay? And just be in the flow. Okay, let's go now. Here we got Aries. Aries, the solar eclipse is happening in your 6th house, and for some of you already in your 5th house, depending if you're where you are, okay? And so in the 6th house, let's see here. We got changes, your everyday activities, your workout, your routine, also the way you interact with your bigger domestic pets like Doberman, if you have any ponies, sheeps, okay, not the small little tiny, hamsters or kittens. And also too is how you're interacting with your peers, your co-workers, or your assistants. Things are changing, always for the best. It's the way you perceive it, and it's always changing the way that is needed. So if you're getting those sudden changes, just think, okay, I know this needs to change. Pray to universe, source, or meditate, say, show me the easiest way so I can be flexible for all this new wonderful things to come into play. And also too, because there's a lot of emphasis going on in playing and with your children and romance and the media and all that. And so you're seeing, because of that, maybe you're giving a little bit too much of yourself and you're not focusing on your health. So the best thing to do is to include your children and your romantic partners within the new change of your health routine and your daily routine, as opposed to making it separate and taking away time from yourself, okay? Everything needs to be that you enjoy it. If you feel that, oh my God, I don't got time, I'm stressed, you're making those choices. You are doing that to yourself. And then to take it out on someone else or feel frustrated or resentful is not fair to them. So best thing to do is control oneself, make wiser decisions that respect the soul, and you won't have those problems. Also too, Mercury will be going retrograde in your 7th house of partnerships. So there's issues that you've had to deal with, all right? And, it could be business or it could be romantic. And, so you're trying to balance out what is equal. But at Aries, you don't want equality. Say you do, and the women are like, I want equality. No, you want to dominate. Let's be honest, okay? And when you're dealing with partnership issues, especially when you have Libra in your 7th house of partnership, and there is the North Node too, you can't. And then also too, what is equal? All right? I mean, if you're in a gay situation, maybe you're completely equal because you're of the same gender. But really, we are all different. We deserve equal respect, but we are not equals, okay, in everything. So very important also. Okay, we have Saturn. Oh, I didn't put it. Saturn is slowly transiting also into your 9th house. Okay, and so you're having new philosophies, belief systems coming into play that are affecting also the way you perceive yourself and the way you're going to change your health and how you see romance and what is romantic. Why do you need it? Is it because you lack a love for yourself? Maybe if you gave yourself more love and more attention, one wouldn't need to be such a energetic vampire or strive, you know, to get love from other people, because you yourself are giving, 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 giving. Always give to yourself before anybody else. All right, so Taurus, okay. Let's see here. Taurus, this is happening in your 5th house of children. A lot of play going on, romance, okay. Music, the media, and just having fun, and that is great, okay? As long as you are not overindulging, okay, and you're expanding now in your health sector, and that's very important because you also have Venus and Mars in your 4th house. So maybe because of all this romance and all that, your home is expanding, you are having them move in with you, or your mother is now being more involved, which is great, and maybe having more fun with your mom, going out to the movies, going out dancing, watching films and stuff like that. But there's more fun coming, and that is necessary because you like fun and you like sensuality, but be careful of overindulging in the senses, all right? Make sure you're overindulging and giving yourself love. There are certain health concerns you need to review and go back to, and you thought you had handled it. Check on your adrenals, your kidneys. Make sure you're drinking enough spring water or tap water. Get rid of, or alkaline water, no purified water, no distilled water, no smart water, vitamin water, all that, no. Okay, and make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables, all right? Because if you're not taking care of your health, get more exercise in, and don't make it seem like, okay, now I gotta go to the gym. Have fun with it. Say, hey, let's go for a walk. You know, go for a walk with your mother and enjoy it. Go play some tennis. Go walk at the beach. Make exercising fun, and that it's not exercising, but you're gonna now go have fun, and you happen to be doing something good for your body. It's a matter of perspective, Taurus, okay? And also, too, is I know you love overindulging in the senses, but lay off the starchy carbs. Oh, but they remind me of my culture. Yes, and so does the way your mom complains about do stuff. And all those other things, stop. Starchy carbs are not good for you. I'm talking about the simple starchy carbs, breads, pastas, rice. All those pancakes, all those arepas, all those pastries and crepes and all that, you don't need it. Show love, do fruit salads, and give hugs and kisses and caresses, all right? Don't need to eat all that stuff. Oh, but it tastes so good and it's so bad for you. So slowly poison yourself and make yourself heard. It's okay, right? And then when you have diabetes or cancer, we're supposed to all feel sorry for you. I'm telling you now, no, it's not okay. And I'm not going to apologize for me being this way, because a lot of Taurus do that, and then they want to whine, and it's not okay. Stop it. Okay, so moving along, Geminis. All right, Geminis, this is the changes are happening in your 4th house, your actual house, your abode, or changes with your mother, or this is your home, your hearth, the way you are taking care and nurturing your hearth, your flame that's inside, all right? Are you really loving yourself? You love to flit and butterfly around, fly around and talk to so many people. But have you really spent some time with yourself? Talk to yourself. Talk to your inner child and really get to know yourself and see what it is you need. Communicating is so important. You're going to have changes with the way you communicate with yourself and with others, okay? Sometimes you're going to feel moody or a little bit of anxiety and panic. Well, you're being fearful, and you don't need to be fearful. Ask yourself, why am I scared? Why am I being fearful? What it is that I'm desperate or not feeling well? Well, it could be that your perception, all right, needs to change in some good communication. Stabilize it. You can have things going on with technology. It could be cars or other kinds of transportation. Maybe you're going to get yourself a metro pass now because you don't want to drive anymore or for a while. Or you're going to get yourself a new pad, tablet or something, or phone, okay? But do it before Mercury retrograde, or wait after, if you can. Then Mercury goes straight direct after the 9th of October. So either do it now, now, because Mercury goes retrograde by the 17th. So that is next week. And Thursday, so you want to do it a few days before already, okay? All right, so here we go. Cancer, this is happening in your 3rd house of communication. I'm a Cancer rising, and boy, do I know that square there was hitting me right on my ascendant, and my tab went out yesterday. I'm having trouble with the phone and upgrade. It's so funny. I can only laugh at it now. But I'm just giving you guys an example. So communication, sending things through the mail, making sure that, how you're expressing yourself, because sometimes we think we're being clear, and then other times it's not coming as clear as we would have liked to. Now, the nice thing is there is Venus and Mars hanging out in the 2nd house, right? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So the 2nd house of Leo, so being in the spotlight, all right? Dancing, having fun, through children, you're getting a lot of expansion and indulging. And so, Jupiter is also expanding those things, the possibilities in the 3rd house with the solar eclipse. Also, you could be buying a new car, new beginnings, or doing a whole new renovation on a car. So now we have Mercury retrograde is also going in your 4th house. So things, issues, dealing with the home, mother, all right, your hearth, this home, inside, your inner child. Love it, you're getting opportunities to really to nurture that and heal that. We have Saturn hanging out, is going to transit very soon. And when I say very soon, I am talking about the 17th, 18th. Oh no, it already went into Sagittarius, 17th of 18th last month, sorry. So I'm a little bit behind. No. I'm like, I know, you're like, stop that, don't take time. Sirena, just go, 17th, 18th, no, this month, okay? I have it for here. And so, yeah, because look at the thing here. I know. Yeah, it's 17th of 18th of this month. I just don't know how to read my notes. Okay, I put an August there. So 17th of 18th of this month. Yeah, 17th of 18th of this month, okay? And so what's going on there, Cancer, is your routine, your health, the way you interact with your co-workers and older children, how you're going to change your routine. You're getting, being more disciplined on certain things, which is good. You've been overindulging a little when you had Jupiter a couple of years ago in your sign, and then in your progressive sign. So now it's good to get, back and love yourself and show that you love yourself by the way you take care of yourself and nourish yourself, the way you show food with other people, okay, and cook with other people and be one with nature. Okay, Leo. Leo, this is happening in your second house. And your second house of personal finances. I'm giving signs. And so you're having new beginnings. It's also happening, just in case, for those Cancers in your progressive sign of first house. So you're having new beginnings in your finances, possibilities, and it's great because Venus and and Mars is already pushing you aside to say yes. More you, more you, more you. Can't have too much light, all right? And so your self-worth, your value, material value is increasing and wonderful changes are happening. And so because of that, you get to deal back with issues of communication. Maybe now because your finances are increasing, you get to now buy a new car, or you're buying new electronics that better represent you or better can help you function with your job or with you in general. And you might have issues going on with your children, or with not being able to enjoy life. I shouldn't say to have fun, but what they're saying is don't overindulge in fun, that you're hurting yourself, but also know when to stop. Know limits and boundaries all the time. Some people just don't know when to stop. Okay, and so we have now, here we go, is Virgo. Virgo, this is going on in your first house of who you are, of course, your first house. Appearances, the way you come off towards people, how people perceive you. And you're showing now what are your priorities, what is important to you. Maybe you're changing your looks, maybe you are going to enhance them or adjust them somehow. And then also too is, because there's a lot of spirituality, a lot of need to rest, a lot of need to nurture that inner soul, that child, your heart. And really, and the more love you give there, the more love shines around you. And by doing that, you're going to go through issues again with Mercury in your second house. So that is nice. Going back to a job that you've had before, or with a boss or employer that you've had before, would be the best. Especially, if you do it after the 17th of September. If you do it before the 17th September, either way, it's going to be something you have experienced and know how to do very well. And it's going to make it a little bit difficult because Saturn is in your fourth house. So what that does is Saturn disciplines, or it shrinks, or it minimizes. And so what happens in your fourth house, either you're going to a smaller space, or you have less time going on with your mother, or less time to nurture yourself here and deal with the inner child. So that's pulling, because Venus and Mars right now is saying, please love me, love me, love me. You're like, but I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. So you're gonna have to know your limits and boundaries, and to adjust and to give. All right. Now, also how much it's going to, some of you are wondering, well, how long am I going to have this restriction in homes and things like that? Well, it depends around your fire, your degrees, because you'll feel it for a good strong 9 months. And then, some of you are thinking, okay, I started feeling already in June, so should be, sure, go ahead, that is quite all right. Okay, so Libra, and Libra, this is happening in your 12th house. So time to really take a retreat. Okay, but I can't be alone, Libra says. You need to have the best love affair of your life right now. The most secret, awesome love affair. And it's with yourself. Go out to nature. Hug a tree. Go get to yourself to a weekend spa. Spoil yourself. Love yourself. Just know how much you deserve all that you have done. And even though other people might not show you the way, that they appreciate you the way you want them to, know that they can only do what they can do. All right? A way a person reacts sometimes is not necessarily because we induced it in them. It's because they're dealing with in themselves. So please remember that, okay? That would help, because you guys are very sensitive. You rely on other people. So take some time. The more you love yourself, the more decisive you can be in life and feel balanced, okay? And by doing that, then you are able to give more love in being with other people and your friendships, and offer to be around them and include them. And you're able then to know yourself and to also really develop your goals. And I mean, our goals constantly change, and it's okay. So it's not being indecisive. It's just fitting different phases of our life. Something was good before, now it's going to need a different adjustment, just like our cars, okay? They can only take us so far. So can our goals. All right? And by doing this, you're getting an opportunity to adjust with yourself. Certain things, appearances, you're going back to another way of thinking or being. Another haircut, okay, that you had before. Or something of a partnership. But the whole idea is by doing that, you are finding yourself, you are being with yourself, and by doing that also you're realizing how happy you truly are. Think of all those moments and be in the moment. Stop being in the yesteryears and stop being in tomorrow. Be in the now. Okay, and really, really breathe into the now. I know some people work out. Okay, I got 15 more reps. I'm going to do 5 sets of that. And they wonder why they're never getting bigger or better or stronger. And yet here you got some of us who barely do anything, you know, and they're like, how come you could develop? It's because we're breathing in the oxygen. We're breathing in the moment. I know a lot of yoga instructors that are not spiritual, they might claim to be just because they're in yoga, but they don't breathe in the moment. They're going so fast, sipping, and just like, no, we got to breathe into it, okay, Libra? So, there's opportunities too to know that you're going to have, you know, slight communication issues going on, all right, stuff going on with your siblings, and your car. You're gonna have to know your limits and boundaries, and you might be restrained a little because of that. And understanding that, don't take it personal. It's just so that way we learn to adjust, and the more we adjust, then we pass that growth, that lesson, and we move on. And that's what's important, that we move on. Okay, so Scorpio. Hi. So we're talking now about Scorpio. Scorpio, these changes with the solar eclipse is happening in your 11th house, friendships, goals, and well, you know, it goes hand in hand, because right now you have had a changeover. Saturn has been visiting you on and off the past 2.5 years, and so those changes of who you are, understanding your limitations, knowing that you have certain goals in your life, is also going to affect then who are your friends, who is better going to represent you, who do you want around you, and giving you that positive energy. You're being a little bit more selective, you're being very more aware of how energy is working and how that energy is that you are receiving and what kind of energy you are giving. So it all goes hand in hand, and because of that too is there's a lot of focus right now in your career and in authority figures within your career, supervisors, even your father, but people who you consider an authority figure, and even the way you look at yourself as an authority figure in your own career, and being a mentor to others. So it's just all those changes from Saturn. I mean, it's just this automatic phase. You know, what happens first? You know, the chicken or the egg? You know, the planets, or, you know, just the fate and destiny and coincidence of life. Okay, so we can really see those things. At the same time, is you're going to need some time to repose, relax, take some time of all those activities you have been doing and trying to get a better hold on. Is have some me time, some alone time, some Oh, I love you, time. You'll come back stronger and better and more ready to face the world. Don't worry. It's not a time of of negativity, but instead it's one of just recharging those batteries, those exciting batteries you have. Okay. Also, too, is be careful of fraternizing. Scorpio, you like to fraternize no matter where you are. Okay. And though you say you don't, you do, you know, so be very aware of it, because it can go back and bite you in the tush. There are certain things you do need to take care of yourself, you know. Maybe time to heal, especially after everything that you've gone through. Things have happened. The doctor told you do this and that. Now you're going to make extra efforts to implement them. All right, especially because, you know, your self-worth, after everything you've gone through, Saturn is now going into your second house. So your self-worth is a little bit like, oh my gosh, you know, I handled it. I handled Saturn, yay. And some of you are still wondering, what does that mean and how does that move along? And how is that prevalent to who you are now? Okay, and so even though some of you, you know, if you're a little bit more materialistic, then it's going to also mean how you value yourself in terms financially. So some of your finances will be a little bit more stricter, tied up in other areas of life. And the faucet just started dripping. Okay, and it stopped. So that is very important. It goes with, you know, it is sextile with Mercury retrograde. So that is going to be very important to really value who you are, to listen to yourself, and then take that to play when you're dealing with your friendships. Okay, Sagittarius, these changes, this solar eclipse is happening in your 10th house, all right? Writing my notes down, time. In your 10th house of career, of authority figures, of bosses, supervisors, maybe even you, or even with your dad. Things of knowing that I'm dealing with certain philosophies, belief systems, of astral traveling, of just going traveling. Maybe you're traveling for work with a boss, or your boss is traveling outside far away, and then you have to move forward and take that position. But the money is there, and you need to know how to really enjoy it and what it is with money that is going to let you expand and feel closer with the universe, okay? Why do I say money? Because of enjoyment of Venus. Or perhaps you're buying things, you know, through work that is items from different, like a Persian rug, or items from, you know, afar, or that have to deal with another, hi kitty cat, Ragnar, your friend is here, meow, 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 your friend is here. Okay, he wants to finish eating. So he's eating right now, meow, bye-bye. And you can stay. So I speak cat and dog. You should hear me bark. Anyway, so you know, enjoying that, you are going to revisit certain goals that you had, and certain friends are going to get you there and really push you in that direction, and which is good, because you are seeing that there's certain things you want to trim out of life. You don't need all this other stuff, which is very easy for you since you're a mutable sign. You're realizing, okay, you know, my traveling sack is a little bit too heavy, so let's lighten up the load a little. And so all those wonderful changes, because this is all with growth. Everything is an opportunity to grow and really get to explore. And then you become that authority figure, the one not more knowledgeable and understanding and closer to the universe and source. Capricorn. excuse me, Capricorn, you got changes going on with, well, with traveling, with your belief systems, and with perhaps even going back to school for higher education. And really, remember, Capricorn too, is you have Pluto in your sign, and it's staying there till about 2025. So you are having these opportunities to understand that it's time to delete, withdraw, subtract, throw away the outdated. And here, that's going to be more available because of your belief systems are changing with this new moon, this solar eclipse in the new moon. These opportunities of transforming yourself and really seeing, you know, what it is. There's so much going on. You're having fun. There's opportunities with loans, and maybe you're going on a cruise or things like that and traveling, and you're able to do it on your credit card or loans and stuff. Just be careful. Well, you guys, I don't need to tell you that. No, but you guys are frugal as it is. The majority of you, you know, unless you got Jupiter hanging out in your second house. And so, but you know, that is very important, but you're getting opportunities to revisit who is important to you, who do you look up to, who is your boss, your father, what is the masculine essence you want to carry within yourself, and developing that within yourself also. So that is going to help the transformation, understanding those belief systems that you are acquiring either through traveling or through education or exposure to others. The spiritual world is going to actually essentially change you, and also to take the time and really let that sink in, rest, heal, drink a lot of water. Aquarius, oh, I almost mentioned something here. Aquarius, this is a good time for you to heal. I say that because it's in your 8th house, your 8th house of loans, other people's money, partners' money. So it could be loans. I say loans and credit cards because all those is equivalent of, well, you know, that's other people's money. It's not directly from you. And so that is changing opportunities. So either you're starting one, you're paying one off, but you're getting the opportunity for that. And a lot of it has to do also too, because you're getting opportunities to really enhance your sometimes your partnerships. It could be because of your own business. You're signing up a new partnership, or just really indulging and focusing in your partners, okay, and the money through your partners in business. And that is because too is you're understanding that you're revisiting certain belief systems, certain areas of travel, and needing to just really take that time, okay, and rejoin and understand what are your friendships with that whole thing. That whole transformation, you are not going out and searching so easily because you are busy with work. Venus and Mars are in your partnerships, but that transformation is so necessary. Aquarius, you are ruled by Saturn, so you understand what it is to restrain yourself. I shouldn't say restrain, but to be disciplined. There you go. You understand about limits and boundaries, but you also do like to push them, which is good because it helps you to grow. And this is what you want to do. You want to transform yourself through growth, because obviously that's why we're here. If you're limiting yourself, then, you know, there are going to be problems. All right. So now in another way we can look at this is there is a lot of sex going on. And a lot of sex going on because of your overindulgence in your partnerships, you know, and really what is that, and revisiting how, you know, which is sextile really with Mercury retrograde. So how is that all prevalent to, you know, what you believe in partnerships. Maybe the whole idea of partnerships is very vague right now. You're not sure, so it's giving opportunities, you know, and your partnerships is due to, you know, your friendships. So all that, you know, it's a matter of really seeing and understanding and what is going on, because it depends upon your own personal planets too. I mean, or it could be like you're just picking up another loan, you know. You've been indulging in your partnerships, and or you made your business partner into your love partner. Okay, you fraternized there, and it could be that, well, you went back to school for an education, and friends are not, you're not feeling the love from your friends. So there's many ways to see it, but it is happening. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, this is going on, let me put here, in your 7th house of partnerships. And this is going to be partnerships that is contractual. So it's a business partnership, a marriage partnership, one that is an agreement, a formal type of agreement, either be a handshake. A need of some kind of balance. The situation here is there is a subservience here. There is where one is more helping than the other. And it is a sense of balance of serving. So being supportive, it's not where else is hand in hand. It's a different kind of teamwork. And you really need that. And it is possible that you are the one who is going to be doing that, because also on your Venus and Mars have been hanging out in your 6th house of health. So your health can have been going overboard, and by doing things overboard, or right, and indulging too much, you can be hurting either yourself or others, and you can exaggerate things. You can really I mean, some of the best actors are Pisces, but you have to be careful, because, you know, balance is necessary. Especially now we got Neptune lost in Pisces for a while, so the borders and limits are blurred, and you're not sure where you stand compared to other people. And you got to make sure, if you're losing yourself, that exactly is what's going to happen within your partnerships. Okay, it's time to go back, understand, transform your partnerships, really transform the way you partake in those partnerships, and really see that you know, maybe you need to put more time within your career, because Saturn is in your 10th house of career, so you feel a little bit limited. It's in your 10th house, so on Saturn being authority figures, you're feeling that your career is the authority. Remember, if you're not having passion, if you're not having fun, then you cannot enjoy it, and you cannot help anybody else. I understand things needs to be paid. Well, then you need to really take care of yourself first before you can help anybody else. So remember, before being in a situation where you're giving of yourself in these partnerships, you really need to transform yourself and really need to get better with your health if you want to help out anybody in your partnerships. Now, it really could be that something's going on indifferent, which is could be as simple as, well, you know, maybe you're dating a man from work, okay, and you know, so your finances are going to be taking a different turn, and the focus there is, you know, deciding to go to the gym or sports, and you're doing that also because you're putting money into it. So it could be something as easy as that. All right, so or it could be too that you're going back and having car problems in the 8th house. I mean, goodness, Mercury retrograde in the 8th house, car problems, having to get things fixed. So that is very typical there too, because it is with Libra. But do drink water because of Libra, 8th house, you know, Mercury within Libra, and the kidneys. So too much sugar dehydrates the kidneys. If you're feeling anxiety, fearful, you're feeling a lot from other people, the more water you drink, the less they'll want to attach entities and other spirits, or negative energy will attach to you. Okay, so thank you. And then we're going to continue on with the Tarot and Oracle spread. We are now in our living mode. We don't need to just, oh, survive, survive, survive. And when we get to live, we get to take action and be a part, be a leader within our own lives. Remember, everything that is going on in our life, including pain, and I know, I've been there. I had fibroids. One of the reasons how come I ended up becoming a health coach and going into the healing is things had to change and understanding. So when some people say, oh, you're very strict, or, you know, you're not being compassionate enough, and they just want to tell their story and tell their story, and it's good, I support you. We have to tell the story and acknowledge the inner child, but only once. Give that inner child love, and tremendous love, tremendous, but move on. Okay, if you're constantly in it, then other methods need to happen. Okay, and so we have to take action. We have to take responsibility. We are not victims. Things happen to us for one reason or another because of something we had chosen or asked for. And I'll give you a quick example of that is, you know, was it 2 nights ago, the cat peed on my bed. Never does that, but because someone was staying over and they had used the shower and they weren't aware that we usually crack the door open while we're in the shower so the cat could go use the litter, right? So it felt locked out. It was upset. It had ran out. I got it outside, and I got it because it's still too young to be outside at night. Well, I guess it was trying to use the restroom. I didn't understand, so decided to retaliate. And I went to where my the pillow is and peed all over the bed there. It felt better. I saw it later and I'm like, oh gosh, in the evening. So the point is I had to wash all that. Now I noticed too though, is I asked my son today, I was like, okay, you know, we're gonna move the mattress too, because I noticed that the mattress getting low on my side. So I was like, let's switch it around because that way it lasts longer, right? And as we did, I was like, look at that bed skirt. Let's take that out. I've been wanting to wash it, but too lazy to move this mattress and do it. So because I really want it, and I had looked and looked for many days, many times at that bed skirt that I wanted to wash it. Well, the cat created a situation, the universe assisted in a situation that I created, really. Okay, so that way it would finally get washed. We have to be aware of what part we took. Sometimes we ask for things. We're not in control of how, just of it is. So be aware of what is going on, how it's serving you. You know, some people are sick and they say, oh yes, you know, the ego saying, yes, I do like to work. I want to work full time. Of course, I wouldn't want to put all that pressure on my husband or my wife. They really don't. Okay, they really, really don't. They'd rather be a little bit broke and not have to worry about, for whatever reason, either be it going to a place, the driving, the authority figure, all that, or they actually just like working and being a parent, house parent, home parent. So for whatever reason, a lot of time when it's looked down deep inside. So a lot of times too, people use sickness and illness for guilt to manipulate their loved ones. The point is we have to take action and be responsible for our life to live, because when we're doing that, to always love with that open heart, and we can heal, just heal, 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 and by doing that you are guarding and protecting yourself, okay, and the need to look deeper and within. Always, there's always more, there's always more. So educate yourself, live, enjoy, and then learn some more. Educate, enjoy, and live, and learn some more. All right, so now let's take a look at the tarot cards. Okay, you heard the helicopter, huh? All righty. What are we doing? Major Arcana, we're gonna do minor, everything. You know what? I'm hearing everything. Okay. I know it's going to be very vague on this one because when I said everything, then the whole book came in too. That was so funny. See, we asked for it. We're not victims. Okay, so put that out. I never looked at that book. Make sure everything else is up too. Alrighty. Okie doke. Everyone's having a great week. Drinking a lot of water. Look how beautiful. Today turned out a beautiful day for sunny California with this heat. Okay. Ow! Stop it, you silly cat! It's still a kitten and it went to go attack my big toe on my foot. That was hilarious. Okay, yeah, it should be shuffled up enough. Let's do a couple more. Let's put the intention out there again for this solar eclipse. Hey, stop scratching. Thank you. Oh yeah, these videos are not edited whatsoever. Just enjoying the beautiful piece of nature out there. Ragnar running around. And a couple more. Let's separate. I know, I'm having fun with this. Okay. I mix. And one more. Ooh, look at what came out. We have the Seven of Pentacles just flopped out there. It was meant to be seen. Something that's, remember that, Seven of Pentacles, okay? Very nice. Seven of Pentacles. Reaping what we sow with our money, hard work, focusing. Another one, King of Wands. God, we should just do it if one flips out, huh? All right? Of being new information coming in and allowing that information. So we reaping what we sow, hard work, letting information, technology move in and communicating and being in awe and being learning and letting that spirit of newness, okay, go in. All right, here we go. So, what it is, what we shouldn't, and then what we should, and the outcome. So here we go. We have the Ten of Swords. What it is, we're feeling very overwhelmed, which is, it is, we can be. A lot of stuff has happened since the last eclipse back in April, and eclipse season, and some of us just want to, oh, so many things are on our back, and it is time to, I'm going to take this a step further. It is time to now relax. Nighttime is representative of resting, relaxing. And instead of just saying, I give up, I am dead over and over again, we're going to take this and we're going to really make this as, because remember the swords is informational. It is air. And so, we're going to take this as a sign of to heal ourselves. Take it as time to do some acupressure, get a massage, start detoxing, clearing yourself, all right? This is right down the governing vessel, right down there, okay? Just cleansing all that out. And when you get a time to detox, then you're not, one is not so tired anymore. Remember what we do to ourselves. is what stresses us out. When we are overwhelmed, we have made those choices to be overwhelmed. We have said, well, I need to do this, and we put pressure on ourselves. If not, I am not a true or responsible person, or people are going to look down upon me. And we're putting that stress and those worries and guilt, and we're rejecting ourselves and our inner child. And so we really need to just stop. How many things are we carrying? Over 10 things, which is way too much. If you're doing too many things in a day, you know, just focus. Otherwise, you're not going to sleep. You are literally falling to death every night, okay? Having that low petite mode. And just wishing to repose. And so that's very important. Don't at this time, you know, don't take patience. Here it's reverse, and it's the Hierophant. This is not the time to go and through any religious matters. Okay, and having patience. You have to take action. All right, don't let what the typical authority commands. You need to take action of who you are, of what's going on in your life. And I'm seeing the curtain. I'm worried that Ragnar was going to pull the curtain. So take those actions and decide and make certain decisions of what you are doing now and why. You will get time to celebrate if you do, very important. And you will be surrounded by other people when you make those choices to lighten up the load, okay? To really decide who is the authority figure. You are the authority figure. And to let go of those belief systems that are holding you past. These are, you know, just letting go of those belief systems are so important, okay? Don't kneel down to them. Don't take the time. But it's best to just let go and just really, really celebrate in living. Celebrate in joy. Celebrate the bliss and happiness in your life. And be thankful and filled with gratitude and love. And at the end, you have what we hear is the King of Swords, okay? And that is very important, because then you'll be all knowledgeable, all full of wisdom, and you will be able to guide your own tribe and be able to cut those energetic and etheric belief systems that are, once again, tying people down. You will be a leader within your own group, within your own family, within your own tribe. If you take the time to really heal, celebrate, let go of the load. Look at, and this is very essential. We start off here with 10, and we're going to now the number 7. Delegate, and next time, choose to carry less of a load. It's that easy, and it's easy to say. It's not in my capacity. And it's also great for you to say, I have my focus and priorities elsewhere. Though I support you in your endeavor, I myself am doing my endeavor. Okay? So be aware of what you're giving into. And because a lot of times you're feeling that you're fearful people won't love you. But really, if you let go of some of the load, you're still celebrating and you're still enjoying life. So that's what's very important right now, because that will bring you the wisdom and you guiding others. And they're going to be so thankful, because with that wisdom of doing that, you have given yourself permission, you have given others permission too, that it's okay. That doing this, being all, whatever that is, ridiculous, okay? That is very much, you know, people are trying to compete. Oh, am I being a good enough parent? Oh, well, he's doing this, so I got to do this. Be the parent that your child needs you to be. Look on this astrology chart. Have someone read it to you. See what his soul purpose, see where your soul purpose lies within his chart. And be the parent he needs you to be. Not necessarily what you think you ought to be. There's a reason why he chose you or she chose you. And I'm saying this too to remind myself. I have a teenager, so, you know, there's times I want to like, do this, do that, or, you know, focus on this. And it's like, oh, nice healer mommy you are, you know, I'm going to videotape this. And it's okay, because we're human. And we have to love all sides of ourselves, because if we don't, then we're not really approving of ourselves, but we need to. We need to approve that we just don't need to do certain things or care to or focus on it, and it's all right. So, thank you for watching those the tarot and oracle, and hopefully that helps explain more of what's going on with this solar eclipse. Stay tuned for your health. Hello, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and today we're talking about healing, foods, essential oils, incense, plants, herbs, and just everything that can help heal the Manipura chakra, which is the solar plexus chakra, okay? This is the plexus solar, es su chakra solar, plexus solar. So here we have, all right, apio, which is in English celery, carrots, zanahorias, any kind of oranges, cualquier tipo de naranjas, también mandarines. These are actually tangerines. Toronjas, grapefruits. You see it's from a nice tree. It's really ripe to eat. Corn, okay. I try and make a GMO-free corn. All right. And then we got the herbs. We got turmeric. Oh, I'm running really low. And do you know that turmeric is also good for any kind of inflammation, throat, eating turmeric or taking turmeric vitamins after a heavy meal. All right. We also have oregano and canela. Okay. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is really good for those of you who have digestive problems. Fennel. Okay. Also, the essential oil is really good. Is vetiver, neroli, and any of these products, any of these herbs and food can be found in essential oils, actually, except I don't never seen it with corn. Okay, the incense, it's really nice to have, and I know, once again, I've mentioned before, you see frankincense and myrrh, incenso y mir in a lot of the different chakras, but it seems to work. The foods that really help also the solar plexus chakras are eggs, fish, shrimp, and rice, pastas, and grains. You're not going to see that here because we're a gluten-free house. Even though the also too is I eat a really alkalized meal. Usually my only starchy carbs do come from either rice, but my carbs mostly come from fruit and the vegetables that you have there, and then the beans. Okay. Okay, also the lilies, lilias de los valles, okay, great for helping the sacral chakra. Rosemary, romero, always a favorite too. Now I have a bunch of different mints, okay? So this is a regular hierba buena. Okay, regular just mint, the best herb they might call it. Here I have orange mint, and let me tell you how good it tastes. Thank you on this Earth Day. Okay, now this is called chocolate mint. Also good for the solar plexus. And here we have thyme. Thyme is really good also. Okay, and thymo. So these are some of the herbs, essential oils, and foods and incense that help heal the sacral chakra. No, not sacral chakra. Did I say sacral? Sorry, solar plexus. El plexus solar, perdona. Okay, heals the solar plexus. Thank you. This is Sirena Nereida, the Celestial Soul Wellness. Chaucito. Hello everyone, this is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and here we're going to be showing some foods, herbs, essential oils, incense, and even plants that can that help heal, okay, and the spleen and sacral chakra. They interchange spleen and sacral. So it's the Svadhisthana chakra, all right. Y bienvenidos, soy Sirena Nereida. Aquí les voy a mostrar un poco de comida, hierbas que se puede usar, aceites esenciales, incensos y plantas para ayudar, curar y mantener su chakra sacral. Okay, So here we have what in English they call coriander. Now a lot of people use it as just for decorations. And no, it's very good for the heart also, just so you know. I'm going to take this and just eat it like a salad. Okay? Make it the main thing. You know, I know in Mexico we have a little side dish called pico de gallo where we cut up the cilantro. This is cilantro, by the way, in Spanish. And we put tomatoes in it with onions and chile. And it's like a little salad, you know. And so, and the cilantro is the main part of it. Okay. Also, too, we have watermelon, sandia. Okay. Very good. Remember, when you eat your fruit, always eat fruit in the morning, first thing in the morning. Don't eat anything else. All right, because the minute you eat something else, you cannot eat fruit for the rest of the day. All right, because then it creates acidosis in the body. You want to keep it alkalized. Coconut oil, very good. Look at non-GMO, you see it, yay. Mangoes, obviously I have that there too. And you got the oranges, okay? Oranges, tangerines, mandarines, okay? Obviously this sad little carrot needs to go into my soup that I'm making, some shrimp soup. And shrimp, by the way, is good also for your sacral chakra, okay? So we, again, send out your oranges, any kind of oranges, tangerines, sus naranjas, mandarines, your carrots, make it a nice, lively carrot, sus zanahorias, coriander, cilantro, mangoes, your also sandia, and then a coconut. Could be coconut oil, raw coconut milk is always good, okay? No tiene que ser exactamente aceite de coco, puede ser coco natural. All right. We also use vanilla, also helps the sacral chakra, vanilla. Okay. Somewhere in the house I always have nuts and I can't seem to find them, but I did find that I have almond extract, okay? So I'm not trying to show off the company, I really don't. So also salvia and canela. We have cinnamon and sage always. Fennel, okay? This is fennel. Really nice, sweet fennel. Almost smells like anais, but it's actually hinojo in Spanish. And good oils too. Now, any of this that we are showing can be found also in essential oils. So we have mandarin. We have neroli here. Can you guys see that? And vetiver. All right. And you're going to see that there's you're going to see frankincense, patchouli, and sandalwood a lot in the different chakras, okay? So you're going, well, wasn't that in one chakra? It doesn't mean it can't be for the other. So it's incenso, patchouli, sandalo, okay? Those kind of incense. So continuing on, the flowers, you know, geraniums, los geranios, okay, very good for the sacral chakra. Okay, they're blooming so nice, and they can handle any kind of weather. The gardenias, look at, they're about to bloom, las gardenias, okay, como esta canción dice, ¿verdad? So they're very nice. One of my favorite flowers. Hint, hint, you guys want to send me something? Send me a plant of gardenias, I love them. And here we have the jasmine, okay, jasmine. So look at, they're dying off. I gotta prune them, I know, so more can come, but they will. And they turn pink. These are the pink star jasmine, my favorite, and also the cat's favorite. Do you hear? There she is. Okay, so thank you. This is all about the sacral chakra, herbs, foods, essential oils, and incense to maintain a healthy sacral chakra. Bye-bye. Continue watching the show. This is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness. Ciao. We're going to talk about the health regarding with Virgo. Just so we recap, there's certain things with Virgo. If you have your Venus in Virgo, your Mars in Virgo, anything with a Virgo, certain things to be aware of. We're going to go over right now. So remember too, it could be your progressive chart also and your personal planets that have progressed. So if you're not sure, go ahead, give me a holler, or you wonder why things are going on, we could take a holler, you know, give me a holler, check. Message me, text message me, Facebook me, There's so many different ways we Skype, oh, so many different stuff, okay? And you know, I always appreciate too everybody's support. I'm always so thankful that everybody is supportive of what I do and encourages me, and it makes me want to share more with you. And so if not, you know, it's just like, well, why am I giving that energy? Okay, I know as a healer, some of you going, but it needs to be unconditional. Hey, we're human, okay? I have other things I could be doing, you know, with my life of choice, but I do love seeing people happy. And I love seeing them happy because they're making a choice to be happy, and they're making effort to be happy and taking control of that, not because I'm doing stuff to make them temporary happy. That is not the way it should go, ever. So anyway, Virgo, potassium phosphate, okay? Your lipid assimilation and distribution. So there's stuff going on with the fats, okay? Just be careful that not eating too many fats, high cholesterol there. All diseases affecting the visceral, sorry. I was like, what do I have there? Man, you read my writing. Let's see if you can read my writing. Look how old this is. It rips off, okay? Malnutrition, diarrhea, constipation. I know a lot of people have been having, because of all the water needed, because we've been going through a heat, you know, been eating a lot of fruits and vegetables and cleaning out their body and drinking water, that now they have diarrhea. I'm like, that's good. They're getting rid of toxins. Let it happen, I tell them. Constipation, dysentery, worms, appendicitis, sight diseases, enabling the passage of oxygen through the skin cells. So if you're wearing a lot of clothes and you're not taking enough showers to cleanse and open up those pores, that's also bad, okay? Also, too, is be very aware that with Virgo, be careful with your hands, your abdomen, your digestive system, intestines, spleen, nervous system, again, visceral and internal organs. Keeping all that cleansed and drinking a lot of water, okay, to carry those through and plenish. Especially too, because you might feel a little bit with Saturn going into Sagittarius, there is certain things that are happening with their hips and thighs, and if you're not being flexible, and if you're not stretching and walking and allowing yourself to stretch and let yourself digest, you're putting pressures in those areas, okay? Also too, which is the sciatic nerve and the liver. Remember, the spleen cleanses the blood to go into the liver. So if we're not clean there, it's then affecting the liver. It goes from one to the other, so it works together. And then also the adrenals. All right, the adrenals, staying all the time balanced, staying grounded is so, so important at this time. Let's see here. Also, too, if try not to overdo it in sports at this time. Just let go and just be more relaxed, okay? If you overdo it, you can hurt yourself more, and you don't want to do that at all. Okay, so this is not the time to be taking any drugs or taking overdoing medication, because Neptune is in Pisces, which is opposite of what's going on with this new moon, can really disillusion, make you not grounded. So be careful with that too. So if you don't need to be, that's very important. All right, so now let's see here and go into my notes. Taking potassium, iron really is going to be necessary, besides your magnesium and calcium. All right, remember, I'm not a doctor. Let me give you that side note. Please see a doctor before anything. Okay, right, lawyers? Okay, let's move here. Let's go to the chakras. Okay, here we go. So the chakras that, there's several chakras of Virgo intersects with. The Svadhisthana chakra, the sacral chakra, for creativity. Also with our solar plexus chakra, because it rules that area. And it interacts, okay? And then it also, too, is with the Vishuddha, the throat chakra. So we're going to be talking about those three, okay? And so there's certain essential oils, you know, I'm going to be pasting them up there, and the herbs, all right? But there's something that's really needed in this this solar eclipse, and I want to bring that out because so many people, you know, they're having children, which is a good thing. I love it when you guys have children, right? But you need to really love yourselves. You guys are depleting yourselves. You're trying to love and be there for other people, yet you haven't even loved yourself. You haven't respected yourself. And I understand. I have total compassion, you know, with the way you were brought up. It wasn't done. It wasn't expected. And so then all these insecurities and complexes are imposed upon other people. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I understand, yes. But it's time to love yourself. Time to really give yourself love and be that nurturing. Nurture yourself like the solar eclipse of Virgo. Be the Virgorian mother. Very important. You know what I mean by Virgorian mother too, not the virgin mother, one who has not had anything. So, you know, really take an opportunity, and let's do the mirror exercise where we look in the mirror. So go grab your mirror. Yes, go grab your mirror. And look at your left eye with your left eye in the mirror. Let's do some affirmations, okay? Say, I accept and release all my desires and appetites to the light. I release any fears and negative thoughts that keep me from knowing peace, harmony, and balance. I am sorry that I allowed fear to neglect you. You're looking in your left eye, with your left eye. Say, I'm sorry and forgive me that I have thoughts and emotions, a feeling of abandonment, feeling of rejection, and guilt and fear. I love you. And say your name. I truly, truly love you. I trust my feelings and give them ample room for expression. For those feelings, say what is going on now. But understanding that those feelings are because of my belief systems, my perspectives, and not being able to be flexible. I fully step into my power now, and it is safe for me to be powerful, and I accept my God-given power to be used in the service of love and light. I am truly blessed for my family, friends, and others around me. Keep looking at your left eye. I allow abundance into my experience. I am able to feel all the positive emotions. I embrace them as they allow me to stand in power. I am a creature of light open to my highest joy. I move, I release. And the more I release, the more I love. And the more I love, the more I am loved. And the more I am loving. I accept the power of my being to produce health, love, and joy in my life. I accept the power of my being to produce health, love, joy in my life. I choose the power of life. I am worthy of kindness. I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of love, regardless of what I have done. I am willing to release all my fears and struggles that have to do with power and control and that limit me. Fears that limit me. and making you feel shameful and guilty. I have a right to speak my truth. I share my feelings with ease and comfort, always knowing that I am responsible for what I feel. For those are my belief systems, and it is up to me to change my belief systems, my perspectives, my thoughts, so that way I don't have to feel that negativity. I take responsibility in having those thoughts, and I release it to the light. I am open, clear, and honest in my communications. Everything I do is an expression of my love for myself. I love to share my experiences and wisdom to those who actually ask me for it. I express my gratitude towards life. I communicate what is so for me without projecting my truth onto others. I am at peace. So at this time, take a nice deep breath, and I'm going to send in, some healing, loving angels. Just breathe that in. If you could just give yourself a hug right now. Just clear all that out, all that out, all that out, and just fill you up with healing, loving light. Open yourselves up. I can feel it all for you and clearing for everybody, all out. All out, 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 all out. Let it, all those negative energies and toxins and things holding you down go out to the sun. Just releasing it all. Knowing that taking responsibility is not hard. That taking responsibility for ourselves gives us more power. Oh God, I feel it releasing in me too. Good. And taking responsibility in creating our life. Whew. Good, we're getting out all this stuff from everybody. And then we're putting in that healing, loving light, knowing of groundedness and being thankful that we are. Being thankful that we can. Being thankful that we can choose our perspectives. Let's just put it out there too and command our healing, our light team, and command divine creative, all that is, to change our perspectives, beliefs, and thought systems to a way that is more positive and that gives us more power within ourselves, that gives us more loving to ourselves, and that we are offering and being aware that we need to love ourselves, love the inner child of ourselves, love our heart, love our hearth, love all that above all before loving anyone else, and not to feel guilty, to release any guilt, rejection, or resentment. If otherwise, before we can love our children, we have to love ourselves so we could teach them how to love themselves too and live life. Before we love our friends and partners, we need to really, really love ourselves and know ourselves so we could guide them on how to love us. And that way we can give them also love, because we are a fountain of love. And before we even think of loving our parents, we need to really love ourselves and understand that sometimes frustration has happened with parents or family members and loved ones, but it is because we have chosen our tribe, we have chosen our clan, we have chosen our family to grow our spiritual growth, whichever sector it is according to the North Node. And know that because of that, we take responsibility in that growth and acceptance, and say, releasing all that victimhood. What a beautiful, just let it all go, just let it all go, all go, all go. Filling you up with healing, loving light, expanding all the way down your chakras, expanding those hips, expanding it, Feel even your intestines are expanding. Breathe deeply in, hold, and release through your mouth. Feel that energy expanding down to your feet, all the way to your toes. Bringing it all the way up. All the way higher. Feeling your ribcage, your solar plexus. Oh, I'm feeling it too. Great. Feeling that solar plexus expand, the ribcage expanding. Feeling your chest, your lungs, everything, your shoulders, your arms, your fingers, all expanding and out. Expanding, breathing it all in, breathing it all in, and letting it out. Just feel that wonderful healing loving light come in and breathing it all out. Very good. And breathing it all in and out. Let love into your hearts, let love into your soul. Let just expanding all that white, healing, loving light, that pink light, that fluorescent green, emerald green light in you. Just feel it tingling all over. Let me now just wrap you up wonderfully. Just wrap it all up. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for having me. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. It's always a privilege. And thank you for all your support. Thank you for your wonderful support, even with my Hawaiian troupe. If you're in Southern California, we're always up for hire. Thank you also those who are supporting taking my classes. And the solar eclipse is a beautiful dedication to all you Virgos. And though everyone is special, it's a big shout out, a big, beautiful, happy birthday to my beautiful, beautiful cousin, Gabriela Sainz, who's also a healer in the Inland Empire. If you guys would like to Facebook her and get to know, she is awesome. She is having new things. You could tell her birthday lands on this eclipse. And wow, she's also a great healer and life coach. So thank you for your time. Thank you for having me, and hopefully that all the information I have shared has helped you take a different perspective and wanting to take more charge of your life. Thank you, thank you. Jessica. Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching this video. This short yoga video is on the throat chakra, on the Vishada chakra, and so there's certain poses I'm going to show you. So we're going to start off with the Garudasana, which is the eagle pose. Okay, with the eagle pose, this is going to require a wonderful balancing with the eagle pose. All right, so you're going to start off with fierce pose or chair pose, slightly bent knees. You're going to cross over, okay? Or, actually, I like to start off with my arms. We're going to cross over one arm over the next, okay? And make sure that they can reach, okay? And then we're going to do eagle. We're going to go and down. And it's good to cross the feet, okay? And you're going to hold it for 5. So let's balance over here, okay? You guys notice from my videos I have this balancing thing, huh? Okay, some of you say, you're not grounded. Yeah, I'm semi-flat-footed on one foot and flat on the other. So I don't have that wonderful arc. So it requires me a little bit more, but it's okay. So, and then we're going to cross over. Okay, make sure you're breathing. And when you are doing that, make sure your head is up. And when you are breathing outward, that's when you get a good push for extend. Now remember, anytime we do one side, we have to do the other side. So, we're going to cross over, okay, and the other way. hold on. I know, it takes me a little bit. All right. And let me see if I can get the foot first. Hold on. Okay. Sometimes I'm better one side than the other. There we go. No, I can't, I'm not grounded on this side. Okay, here we go. So, 5, 4. Now when you do that too, remember you can balance if you need to do just one side. And you hold on, that's good, okay? And likewise for those. If you need a bar or to hold on to something, by all means be safe and know your limits and boundaries. This is not a competition. I know when I do eagle pose and certain poses, just to get myself, I need like a little bar just to hold it, and then I let go and breathe. Once I'm there, I'm good, okay? So, I know that was ridiculous, but at least you get the idea. So the next pose that we're going to do, remember this is all to help you, that way you get an idea instead of me just rattling off a bunch of poses. This way you know. Okay, the next one we have is Bhujangasana. And Bhujangasana is cobra, also known as upward facing dog. And so we're going to get into our extended. So we're here, and we're going to extend, okay? And we're going to push up, but instead of a full extended push up, we're going to push up to our knees and round it out. So we're going to go, ah. And while we're here, we're going to open up like a cobra. Ah. Ah. Really stretch that. And you can stretch it up higher. And down. And curve the shoulders forward. And back. And when you're going backward and down. Full stretch. Bring it in. Okay. Open up and stretch that tongue. Because remember, the whole goal is the throat chakra. We need to open up and extend. When our throat chakra is open, we express ourselves better. We communicate. We don't repress. Many cultures, you could tell when they have, we have whole cultures that have problems with their thyroid and their throat chakra. You see in Middle Eastern areas, the women, they have their throat, it's enlarged compared to the rest of the body. And then the lines, they have lines along their throat, and it looks almost as if there's rubber bands. Well, it's very unfortunate, and it's part of their cells and mitochondria and their DNA, and that their throat chakra has been stifled and suppressed through generations and generations. That is one way to know that your throat chakra is not working, especially if you have thyroid problems. You need to get that cleared up. Also, if you have your parathyroid going on too. Okay, so another one pose we're going to do is the Sirsasana. The Sirsasana, okay, is going to be the headstand or shoulder stand there. So we're going to sit down, okay, and we're going to lie, and we're going to, let me move up this way a little. Director, can you see me down here? Good. So we're going to bring our knees into our chest, all right? All right. Oh, that feels good. A nice rounding out. And then lift it up higher. All right. So, and then we lift. Make sure your tush is kept in tight. You don't want it all sitting out and being all wobbly, okay, because you lose balance. I know, I have better balance this way, upside down, than I do standing. It's interesting. Okay, make sure it's like lasers pointing out of your toes there. All right. And you can also, for an extended stretch, And this is also good for your sacral chakra, is bending it over this way. Keep the feet, the knees straight, the toes touching. Just breathe into it. Oh, it feels so good. And bring it back up. And back down, slowly, knees to chest, and roll down and roll up. Once again, you don't have to do it that quickly. I'm just doing this quickly for you, so that way you can practice on your own, at your own time and speed. Remember, yoga is not a competition. This is for your optimal well-being and health, bliss, and happiness. And the last pose. Okay, last pose is child pose. So that's going to be Balasana and child pose. We're just going to go on our knees. It's child, they call it child pose because also you see it, you see the children when they go to sleep, they kind of sleep with their tush upward. And so you just slide forward and arms back. If you want to, you can grab your feet, give them loves. Your poor feet have done so much for you, and they take you so far. For so many days, so many lifetimes. And just breathe. You can bring your arms over too. And breathe. Feel a nice good stretch extending from your back there, all the way. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are yoga poses that can be used. Of course, there's more, you know. There's lion pose and camel pose. There's other ones that can be used. But of course, I just give you a little snippet of a few poses for you, for your throat chakra. This is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness. Stay healthy, my friends. Chaucito. Namaste.